Greetings from Mercedes-Benz Stadium, where South Carolina is about to play Virginia Tech. And Ari, there's some South Carolina fans in here that I think would like to buy a T-shirt that just hit the market on Sunday. You had some business advice for Florida State quarterback Tommy Castellanos.
Yeah, well, the wonderful thing about talking garbage and then backing it up in an emphatic way is that you can make merch.
Exactly.
And Tommy Castellanos created a 31-17 collection commemorating Florida State's win over Alabama. And it says, Nick can't save you, or Nick can't save them.
Yeah.
But there's one little piece of business advice I would give you, Tommy. And what do I know? I don't sell T-shirts. But you have the score on there, 31-17. I think you should take the score off and sell that to everybody in the SEC.
Print them in every color, every set of
SEC
team colors that plays Alabama this year. So, like, we're about to go watch South Carolina play. A garnet and black Nick can't save them shirt. When Alabama is coming to Williams-Brice Stadium, you're going to sell like 15,000 of those suckers.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be the guy that stands out there with a tent while people walk by and sell them for $10. How much does it cost to print a shirt? $5?
Well, we'll have to ask Tommy Castellanos because he's going to print a lot of them. I'm sure he's selling a ton of the Florida State fans, but yeah, in version 2, just take the score off, make a garnet and black one, make a purple and gold one for the LSU fans, make a navy and orange one for the Auburn fans. I mean, they will buy it. They will love this thing because if there's anything in college football that's universal, it is the fear and respect of Nick Saban, and the fact that he's not there anymore makes a lot of people feel better about their chances.
The funniest thing about this T-shirt, Andy, too, is that it completely pokes right into the sorest spot for every Alabama fan.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been seeing the threads on Bama Online and some of the other?
College football over is my favorite Bama Online thread.
Somebody posted one that said Nick Saban is a coward, or Nick Saban let the sport down because he retired before fixing the sport.
And by fixing the sport, they mean winning 19 more national championships at Alabama. You know where it's not depressing anymore? War Chant.
Yeah.
The Florida State site, AdOn3. If you're not a member already, by the way, now's a great time to sign up. Irish Chauffeur does a great job there. They're incredible people. Jeff Cameron, awesome. Yeah, we love those guys. And I got to admit, talking to them in the offseason, I kept asking them, okay, what do we say about this team? What can we say? And they said, we got to be honest, we don't know. We don't know what this team's going to be. Lots of new pieces. Well, now we know something. This team can beat Alabama, which is a top 5 roster in terms of talent. So what does that mean, Ari? It means look at the other most talented teams left on Florida State's schedule. Miami, Clemson, Florida. Would you say any of those teams are more talented than Alabama?
Well, the good news is Florida State with this schedule is not going to be left out of any college football playoff. Like that 2 years ago.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's a pretty tough three teams they've got left, and I think we're going to find out today what Virginia Tech is, and some of those things. But yeah, Florida State is still a hard team for me to try to project forward. I think that the best case scenario in my mind coming into the year was 8-4 or 9-3, but doesn't that kind of go out the window?
Oh, it definitely goes out the window now.
So
because again, if you can beat Alabama, you can beat any team on that schedule.
So my number one thing about Florida State, and I don't want to sound like a television analyst, is the most impressive.
You're actually probably on someone's television right now.
But I'm not a television analyst that says boring things on pregame shows. I'm somebody who makes people angry. I think Florida State played so passionately, so together, so fast, so confidently. And to me, obviously that turned into a win. But keeping that aspect of your game together every game, no matter what, it doesn't matter if you're playing Florida, if you're playing, one of the lower teams in the ACC. Play with that passion.
Yeah.
And
now we have seen Mike Norvell put teams together like that before. 2 years ago, that team, the chemistry, the camaraderie was incredible. Like they were very together. So
I don't want to pick on Florida State here, but playing the way that they played yesterday was kind of what I was anticipating they would look like in their opener last year, because playing angry and being mad that you got. And by the way, wrote an article on the front page of the New York Times. It's hanging in my office about how Florida State got screwed. Okay.
Right.
So I'm on your team here.
But the thing is that
I would have been mad.
That's gone for the players there for the most part. They weren't on the team.
No, I know, but they played with the passion of a team that would have been mad about that.
Now, here's what I'm interested in going forward. So this is the first tape of the Florida State players running Tony White's defense. This is the first tape of Florida State players running Gus Malzahn's offense. How do opponents then adjust when they have some evidence? And obviously, Florida State's going to play East Texas A&M. They're going to play Kent State. So by the time they get to Virginia in week 4, they will have put out a lot of tape. It might not be as big of a surprise, but I'll be honest, even if it's not a surprise, if they play the way they played on Saturday, they're going to beat most of the teams on their schedule.
The most exciting thing to me looking at the schedule is they should be 4-0 going into the Miami game.
They should be, yes.
And if we can get a vintage Miami-Florida State matchup, depending on how Miami
awesome
does against Notre Dame, I mean, it brings my childhood memories back. There's a lot to be excited about. And the thing that I wrote in my column about Florida State on Saturday was that there have been coaches in the past who have allowed terrible seasons like the one that Florida State lived through last year to define them and their program. And for them to come out against a very tough opponent at home with 23 new players on their team they got in the portal and play like they've been playing together for 3 years and to win that football game, I think is a huge feather in the cap to Mike Norvell. It's a renewed confidence in his ability to not only assemble a team, but to keep his team together and loving each other. And I think there's a lot of heights a team can reach when you play that way.
Well, and the thing is, we were excited to see what Tony White would bring because we thought Tony White was a really good defensive coordinator in Nebraska, and he has basically picked up where he left off. And the more exciting thing is Gus Malzahn getting back to the real Gus Malzahn offense, because we didn't see that at UCF the last couple of years. I don't know if it was the personnel couldn't run it or what the disconnect was there, or Gus had too much going on as the head coach. But that offense, the play calling, the play selection, the tempo, it looked like vintage Gus Malzahn. I'm sure it gave Alabama fans complete nightmares because they saw that for years when Gus was at Auburn. But that's the sort of thing that can win in the ACC this year. The way they're playing, it's very tough to stop, because if you're going to gain 4.7 yards a carry, running the ball 49 times, you're going to win 95% of the games you do that.
And they did a really good job, too, of getting Lucas into space.
Yeah.
And creating touches for him off of that run game, because running that ball effectively obviously opens up a lot of different avenues to get creative. So, Florida State to me is a team that absolutely could, in theory, compete for the ACC championship game, and they're a new team to have to track. We didn't talk a lot about them this offseason.
We didn't talk about them at all because we didn't know what to say. Like, I'm being perfectly honest. I didn't know what to say. I knew they couldn't possibly be as bad as last year. I assumed they would be better. I've said multiple times I still believe in Mike Norvell as a coach, but the idea of saying, they're going to compete for the ACC title, or they could maybe make the college football playoff, or they're going to win 9 games.
Because we misjudged them so badly a year ago.
It was, I was shell-shocked. Like, I really didn't know where to go with it.
Yeah. So, but it's an exciting team, and now a team that I think should be highly ranked coming into the week. A team that has manageable games now to iron some things out that they wanted to fix against Alabama, and a team that's going to have us all with appointment television when they play Miami in a month.
I can't wait. And look, it was sad watching that season happen last year. Whether it was the dog poop that caused it or what caused it, I don't know. But I'm glad it's over. I like this version better. This is a lot more fun for college football.
3-2-1, Noel, stay away from Tallahassee.
Stay away from Twitter in general. Just don't curse them again, because now this is going to be fun to watch.